Hello, sweet souls. This is DTO in the flow. Today, I am super stoked because I get to interview and have conversations with Seancy, and he's all about analog organic and that blend, right? And his musical style is this whole underlying intention of adding those textures to his music. He's been influenced early on by underground hip hop and record sampling. His style often borrows from favorites like dub reggae, funk, world music, while resting on the fundamentals of electronic dance and hip hop. Sample driven beats with velvety synthesizers and heavy bass lines create the canvas over which he illustrates stories of consciousness, authenticity, and awareness. The producer, rapper, and songwriter hails from OB, that's Ocean Beach, San Diego, and he's been captivating audiences' imaginations with his eclectic productions and lyrical sincerity. And for what he's created here, and right now with my debut album, I have a title track called Nameless Energy. And he's going to talk more about that, how the process went along with that. And this is why we're going to have him here. And you can find him at seancymusic.com. So without further ado, let's bring on Seancy. How you doing, brother?
Hey, DTO, Dave, what's up, my man? How are you
Hey,
doing?
another day in paradise. That's like the song
Right?
says. One more
Yeah,
day.
yeah, perfect. I'm stoked to be here too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Um,
and I want to let all of our listeners know that this is a live streaming experience right now. So if you know either of us, say hey, comment where you're tuning in from. We always love to know where people are at. And the best thing you could do is to share this because we have a brand new remix launch happening April 24th on Friday. And that's on Spotify, all the platforms, right? It's just out there. So,
mhm.
yeah, tell us where
Yep,
you're
anywhere.
located. Yeah, anywhere. And what fun thing to do is just comment with a favorite emoji, whatever you're feeling right now, how things going, right? So I want to make sure that everyone can see the artwork that Seancys created. Not only is he producer, musician, rapper, but wow, amazing graphic artist. And this features
Thank
Krista
you,
Richards
thank
on
you.
vocals. And she just, as we were prepping for this interview, she sent over some video content of what her and amazing videographer Justin were creating. But before we get into that video content, I actually want to show everyone before we dive into just talking shop about how you created the
Hmm.
song, some of your processes. I think it'd be really important for people to see you performing. So here we go. Let's pull this up for everyone.
Cool.
Every single day. You know I love you, love you. You know I love you, love you. Yeah. Gonna feel okay. Double, double. You know that hands are pain. 'Cause it's trouble, trouble. Every single day. You know I love you, love you. You know I love you, love you. That's awesome. Hey, remember the days when people gathered in like public settings and venues and went out?
No, no, it's just a very vague memory at this point.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah,
It's almost like, prehistoric
I
or
mean,
something like
wasn't
that.
music always virtually streamed on the internet
Yeah,
100% of
that's
the
all.
time?
It was online busking. That's how it all began.
Yeah, right. No, those were good times, and that was something I'm looking forward to doing again really soon. So,
Absolutely. Yeah,
hmm
totally. And that's what's great. Like we get to, have this opportunity to talk about, how the music industry's shifted, of course, for us is that there is a lot more online and streaming for musicians. I mean, heck, I mean, remember there was these things called vinyls and cassettes and
hmm
CDs. Now everything's been streaming for artists. So I almost feel like musicians that are adept to these changes, and as Charles Darwin talked about, the one thing to the survival of our species is adaptability. So I feel we've already been adapting to a streaming platform. So now we get to do live streaming as we're live streaming speaking right now, and then live streaming
right.
when it comes to this new track. So I'd love to hear what your process was when you created this track and how you came about, creating it all.
Yeah, this was it was actually a really fun, interesting process. Well, I got to pick a song first of all, and so I was looking through your debut album, and there were some that like they stood out. They're flashy, and then this song was seemed more subtle to me, and there was like an underlying message, and it felt like there was a lot of space with the chord progression and stuff where I was like, okay, I know I can kind of. I always have been crafty with resampling. I like to take stuff, change the sound a little bit, but start with something and change it into something new. And then, so I took that, gave you, I chose that song. And then from there, I brought the vocal stems. You gave me a lot of stems. I brought vocals in, Krista Richards, and took the singing parts and kind of chopped them all up and added them onto my little MIDI fighter, which is this thing with all these buttons, and you can like hit different samples as if you're playing a video game. And so I just created new melodies with that, little chops, and I kind of recreated the chord progression with a little faster tempo. And then another part of my process is like when I have I envision what I kind of want it to sound like. In this case, I really would be listening a lot to like Odessa. I don't know if you listen to Odessa much, but they have that awesome organic texture and very kind of epic, big sounding songs. And so I'll go through and I'll find through my sample library and other places, I'll find a bunch of stuff. I'm like, these might work, these snares and these percussive elements and these kicks and this other stuff. And then I start piecing together, I start making rhythms, like different patterns that will be different parts of the song, and then just start to build. And then one thing that really brought the song together was this big arpeggio that goes through the whole thing. And then it was interesting because in this case, I actually did a lot of the bass at the end, whereas a lot of times you create the bass at the beginning of the song because that's the foundation.
Yeah.
But I went back in and there was a bunch of different basses that I created in different areas. And I had been listening to a lot of bass music too, so I really wanted to have this like contrast of like this very uplifting song that has this calm, really elegant message, and then the pivotal moment of dropping that message has this very heavy hitting beat that just like hits you in the face really hard. So that's kind of how it came together. It took quite a while for me to do it, but I'm glad because I learned a lot from the beginning of starting to remix this track to the very end. And I'm really excited how it came out. The response so far from just a few people who've heard it has been astounding.
Yeah, totally. And I want to show everyone that have been following my music career. This is my debut album, Nameless Energy. And the fact that this title track, after 4 years since it originally launched, is boom, right here, coming out on April 24th, 2020. It's just really powerful. And it means a lot to me, brother. I don't know how much I've expressed that, for you to take these puzzle pieces and then just like transform them into this whole extraordinary, as what you said, like as I read in your bio, like you're all about the analog organic sounds, and that's what you get. Like you get like the vocals, but then you get the electronic sounds, and then as you said, like all the toys and the tools. And not everyone out there is a music producer, so they're not aware. And then this is Himalaya's favorite all-time remix, by the way. So it's pretty amazing for her to move her body to it. And that's what's great about it. Like, we're all stuck indoors right now. COVID-19 is happening on the planet, in case you're watching this in the year 2030 or something. And it's like, it's a great inspirational way for people to move and groove and really feel inspired to, just like the video clip of you at a venue performing. Like, man, I can't wait when we have people gathering in larger groups to just see the energy and the flow and the movement of people getting out there. Yeah. So let's give everyone a quick opportunity to have a preview of this track.
Okay.
We'll give them the first minute, just give them a little sample of what's happening. And for anyone out there that's been following my music career, I design music for yoga, meditation, breath work, and for movement. I have some upbeat music, but this track, Seancys, you've taken it to a whole other level of possibilities. And I really, really am. I can't wait for this to launch. So here we go. This is first minute clip. Here we go. It is Nameless Energy featuring Krista Richards on vocals and the remix by Seancy. So let's have a listen, everyone. Get ready.
You.
Divine, everyone, every being.
There we go.
Awesome, brother.
Oh, thanks. That's just
All
a little
right.
taste.
Yeah, a little taste. So I want to have a quick opportunity for you. I'm going to just have you on camera. I'd love to have you talk about what you've been up to, maybe how you got into music, and just for people out there that don't know who you are, just to understand about who you are in the world and what you're creating.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, lately with being in the lockdown, I have been able to just be working on music a ton and trying to finish a lot of things, learn a lot of new things. A little bit of background. I am also a certified yoga instructor, so yoga has been a big part of my life in the last 5 or 7 years. And yeah, I mean, I grew up in the mountains, so outdoors is getting outside is really important to me. So this has been a little tough, but my musical influences that I come from actually stem a lot from, stuff that your parents listen to, classic rock and things, but also electronic music. But also for a long time, underground hip hop was what was driving everything about what I wanted to make in music. And that's what started me writing lyrics and rapping and doing music from resampling and creating new compositions out of old stuff. I always love that repurposing, and I think that goes a long way in sort of promoting the idea of reusing things, which we continually need to do these days instead of creating new production. It's really important for us to like reduce, reuse, recycle. So that's another thing I'm really big about. But anyways, yeah, so for a long time I was doing hip hop, still do hip hop. I have a group called the Flow Mads, and we do reggae and hip hop with a lot of electronic and bass music. I'm the producer for that. And then other than that, with Seancy, I've just started to explore all kinds of production styles. I always had an eclectic style, so now I'm kind of delving into the realm of creating music that I can DJ with and get people to dance to, and just having a lot of fun exploring that stuff. I'm doing a 30-day producer challenge right now, and I'm on day number 8. So we got a ways to go, and I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out, but I'm really excited about this song because it was a big production in the making, and really stoked it's dropping on Friday. And if you guys want to check out more music by me, you can always check out Seancy on Spotify and Apple Music, any place you get your music. SeancyMusic.com is my website. You can also check out Flow Mads, and you will hear some more singing and rapping by me. And Sis Flow, my partner in Flow Mads. and we're really excited to be partnered here with DTO doing stuff.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I had to change locations real quickly. Had to be in
No worries.
Another Day in Paradise. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Got me going? Okay, great.
Yeah, you sound
So
good.
good to hear. So yeah, what I want to show people, and this isn't refined at all, but this is what's cool about being live, is I want to share with everyone some video clips that we have received from the singer, Krista Richards, who's super talented, amazing, and we're actually going to be compiling some of this footage. So, besides, this is what's cool. Right now, we live in a moment in human history, right here, right now, where being in your home, being kind of just raw is life. Like that's what's happening right now. There's no, it doesn't have to have any pretense to it. We're just all here, right? We're all in our homes. And for artists and musicians and for music producers, it's like, wait, I get to be at home. I get to be with all my gear and I get to be creative. Okay, check, check, check. Of course, we miss performing and we miss being on the road and touring and having that connection with people that love what we're up to. And I feel like there's this creative renaissance that's happening. And we get to put pieces together. We get to take all the equipment that we have and really produce and create something really fresh. And so the singer, Krista Richards, who created all the lyrics and truly like channeled a lot of these lyrics, I'm just going to show you some behind the scene footage because by Friday, we're going to have a promo before then that's a lot more refined. But we just got this footage in. I just feel really called to just show how awesome the spring bloom is happening.
Energy flows, moves, goes between us. For infinity is the eternal moment we are.
Did you get to see some of that, Seancys?
Yeah, I saw that was great. It looks
Yeah.
looks amazing. There's been so much rain lately, so yeah, that looks great. That's my first view of it too. So
Yeah,
I'm
we were
stoked.
on a group text thread, and the videographer Justin and yeah. So, how have you been doing with these challenges of COVID-19, Chauncey? Like, do you feel like there's some silver lining as a producer to work more on your creations, your graphic art, your rapping, your upcoming video content, your collaborations, your remixes? How are you doing? Like, is it, I think most people are, some people that were out in the world in their life, like if you're, you know, an Uber or a Lyft driver, then you're kind of bummed because, like, I mean, I guess you could deliver food, right? So it's kind of like adaptability, but I guess like in general, like how are you interpreting what's happening in the world? Because you can't go to the beach and you live in OB, man. That's like bizarre.
Yeah, can't go to the beach. We can just barely walk outside. I'm dealing all right. I mean, some of my other work also is completely offline right now. So I just kind of tried to see the silver lining, like you said, and just capitalize on the time as much as possible. Because I'm like, okay, well, the universe is basically saying you have all this time that you can just focus straight on your craft, what you've been working on, like as much as you really want to, because you're not allowed to go work or do anything else really. So in that
Right.
case, I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to finish stuff. I'm going to get, keep continuing to streamline my production process so that it's faster and easier, and just remember to have fun the whole time while I'm doing it. So that's been a big part of what's going on with the COVID issue. And other than that, I have been noticing that it's a lot of time to go inside, and because you have to kind of be indoors, be with a couple people all the time. And so it's really good helping you practice how to be compassionate and patient and tolerant and, you know, conscientious for other people. So that's been a big thing that I'm taking away from this experience. But other than that, just having the time to make all the beats that I want, and like I said, do this challenge. So I'm going to have a bunch of new music coming out really soon, a lot of stuff to announce, and really excited to be able to play and do my craft kind of unlimited amount of time during the day instead of having other obligations really that it's taken away. So where some people might not be doing as well, I'm kind of enjoying the time and the break from that regular pattern of busy life and being able to have just music life. So it's been pretty cool. As you can see, I got instruments all around and good inspiration all around me too. So I live with another musician who's incredible. He's way better than I am. So it's a lot of inspiration, and I have a lot of friends doing music, a lot of friends who do it in different facets. Some are like amazing DJs, some are just in crazy, amazing bands. Some are just vocalists, and so I'm always drawing. Like some people are just like, I know someone who's just an amazing MC at freestyling, and tons of MCs actually, but just it's cool because at this time you realize like who your network is. You can reach out and connect with them even if they're not there with you.
Yeah, and that's what's cool. Like actually my previous launch, besides the remix that is coming out April 24th of Nameless Energy with Seancys remix, is I did a track with a gentleman in Sweden. And so it's just like a crazy awesome opportunity. You know, we just everything in the cloud, right? So you can just put it out there, from what you want, and collab with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like everything's a remix within a remix within a remix, right? It's like the movie Inception, right? The different portals.
Right. Have you seen that? There's a video YouTube called Everything's a Remix.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's really incredible. And for a long time, that was kind of my MO for like all music, because I was remixing music. Like back in the day in college, I was making beats with like Beatles songs and stuff. And you know, you can't do it, can't release them, but I did it because creatively I was inspired to do stuff like that. And I think of that same thing, like always, like all ideas, like for humanity, the best thing that we can do is share ideas instead of try to like own ideas and profit off them. Of course, we need to support each other. But
sure,
when it comes to ideas, everything is a remix. Like nothing's actually an original idea. Like if you think about most basic things, one example for me is just like the wheel. Like the guy who invented the first wheel, he's not trying to get royalties for that wheel because it's on every vehicle and millions of vehicles and millions of machines for human nature now. So it's like, okay, but because of him, because he shared that idea, evolution has happened in a crazy upward, you know, exponential path. So that's why I'm like, everything is a remix, you know, remix ideas. It's good for humanity. It's good for people. And it's just the way of the universe to keep changing. So.
Yeah, totally. 100%. And that's what, yeah. And then what's great about that conversation is where, yeah, there's all these like puzzle pieces of possibilities, and the creativity I feel emerges when, yes, there's a wheel, and it's like if you go to Burning Man and there's an art car, there's wheels on the cars, but then the expressions of what the cars look like and what kind of music they're playing, and how they, you know, have it, if it's small or large, or if it's just like a huge octopus, you know, you've probably seen that one on the flyer, right? So like people create, and then they put fire out of it. So then it's like, how do you play with the elements of the universe, of the cosmos, of this planet, to then design something that is like a hybrid? And that's what I love about your remix, because you're truly taking like actual vocals from Krista, which, you know, she recorded, probably 5-6 years ago, where she like, I mean, I was there, I was present. It was like she completely like channeled all these messages, like we are one. It's such a, you know, it's another day in paradise is some of the words that she said. Our consciousness, and just like all these interesting ways that she was feeling emotionally, and also just being present to that moment, and that how awareness that she had. It's so interesting how that is a global cosmic message that now when this remix launches on the 24th, I'm just like, whoa, this is as important, if not more important, than it was when the original lyrics were recorded. And then you take those pieces and then you add, you know, as you mentioned, like you have that arpeggiation that you added, the synth, you added the basses, you added like so much, all these extraordinary layers. And then you get to have this expansion of what's possible with this one original song. And then, of course, the song that I created, I simply had, you know, me playing a D minor chord on a piano isn't anything new. You know, that was like Chopin and Beethoven and Bach. You know, they've been playing D minor chords on the harpsichord
Right.
forever, right? So, like,
Yeah.
me just coming up with that. I mean, I just happen to love the key of D because I'm DTO.
Right.
And it is one of
Nice.
my favorite chords, actually. I actually have a
No, I think I lost you maybe. There you go.
I think we're back. I'm not
Cool.
sure. We'll see.